Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
Jager Und Sammler. I don't even know if I said that right, but that's what we're looking at today. We're looking at a game based on a caveman universe where you are moving your meeples around, your cavemen around, set collecting things, and scoring points. There's two phases to the game. You have summer and winter. You play summer first, you transition into winter, and what you're doing is getting these things, and you also have to set yourself up for winter by putting these cubes down on certain locations. And if you don't take the time to put those cubes down, you won't have any supplies, so you have less people in the second half of the game to move around. Once all the tiles are gone, or nobody can get any more tiles, then the round will end, and you'll prepare for the next one, and then you'll have the winter phase, and you'll be done. The game, it doesn't have a lot of variability, so it feels like you're doing the same thing over and over again. If you ever played something like, Hey, That's My Fish, it's kind of the same thing, except for you do it twice. And that's okay, because the first part you're kind of building up into the second part where you'll be able to score a lot more points, but there isn't anything you're doing that's tremendously interesting. It's something that we've seen before. Now, this is a little bit older game, but I can't help it when I play it. So I may not play it in chronological order from release date. So I'm kind of stuck. You know, if you see a brand new Jurassic Park movie, maybe when you go back and you watch Land of the Lost from, 40, 50 years ago, it just doesn't hold up as well. Or maybe if you were back in that time period and you watched them, you might have the nostalgia factor. I don't have that with this game. So what I'm stuck with is a game that I've seen multiple times before. It's okay. Nothing truly stands out about it. And quite honestly, it's probably a little bit lighter than the type of game that I would want to play. I don't necessarily enjoy this type of game very much. With that said, that's my personal biases aside. The game is pretty solid. It's a nice little light game, very easy moving around. There is some, the tiles you're putting on are randomized, but there is some, like, if the good ones are all around me, maybe I'll do better. That will probably even out through the 2 rounds. But it's okay. This is a game that you'll probably more than likely enjoy, and you'll be like I am, like a meh when you're done. The game is good. It works, it's fun, but does it stand out with today's market? I don't think so. If you really like, Hey, That's My Fish, and you want a game kind of like it, and you maybe want it to be a little bit bigger, that's fine. This could do it for you. There's a little bit of a complicated scoring at the end, not too complicated, but it's this light little movement game. For me, it's going to be a Purge. It just isn't going to stand up for what's in my collection. I can scratch this itch somewhere else, and I think I would prefer to. So absolute Purge for me. Jager Und Sammler. This is a caveman type kind of game. We're going to open up. It's got a really big box. You're going to have an advertisement for some games. Now, mine has the English rules printed out just on regular paper. You're going to have a rule. You can look here. It has this little thing where you can kind of dig down deep in there and get your stuff out, which is really nice. You're going to get a board, which is really just a bunch of hexes. To be honest, it's a hexel board, so I'm going to have some spaces on there with a little bit of artwork, which is cute. And you're going to have a nice, beautiful border around this. I don't know if you can see that or not, but the artwork is just incredible on the side of it. Way to go the extra mile. You're going to have a score sheet. This one is not in English. You're going to have a kind of a custom spot here. All your little tiles will fit in here, and these tiles are great, very thick, very nice. And you're going to have some cubes and these hunter guys that everybody will have. They're really good. Not quite meeples, but they're neat. You have these big, chunky cubes that used to come in games a whole bunch. And that's what you're going to have. It doesn't really fit. You can see there's some spots here. It probably isn't a custom one, but it is custom for something, I'm sure. And that's what you're going to get. The components are great in this one. Aged a little bit. You don't see games like this as much anymore, but everything you get is thick, nice, sturdy, fantastic. So in English, this game is called Hunters and Gatherers, and this is just something I printed out, so I'm not even really going to judge it too harshly. But it is the rules. The rules are actually fairly well. They're very good. The end-of-game scoring is very good. I didn't have any problems. This is a translation I got off BGG. If that's helpful. If it's not, I hope you ignored me and I didn't waste too much of your time. But the rules you can download are very good. So this is what the game will look like all set up. There's 2 types of tiles. This is winter, this is summer. You'll take all the summers and put them face up on the board, and all the winter tiles you will kind of set aside in the box. You have 4 of your little guys. You'll put one in each of the summer camps. You can tell that there's summer and winter. The winter has ice, the summer has sunshine. And then you're ready to go and going to set it up. And you'll take your 4 cubes and you'll just set them aside in front of you for now. What you can do on a turn is one of two things. You can take your character and move him 2 spots, picking up every tile that you move over, and now this tile would come to me. It would go face down, and I cannot look at it again for the end of the game. Or I could move 2 of my guys 1 spot, picking up any tiles that I move over. The only 2 tiles you do not pick up are these path tiles and the cave tiles that were right here. Although if you do get to a cave, you can move through the caves as kind of like a jumping point to go through that and get quicker around the board. Now, if you happen to move over one of these winter spots right here, you can drop off one of your camps there, and that will help you out during the winter phase. You can try to put your cubes there. It's a pretty good idea to try to get your cubes out if at all possible. Now, the summer phase is going to end when all the tiles are taken, and then you would take your people off of the board, so you're going to find that summer is now over. Then you would take the 88 winter tiles, and you would put those out on the board and fill things up, and you can see that they're a little bit different. Then you will put your players out only on the spots that you have a cube. That shows that you have a winter thing. So it is very possible that in winter, all 4 of your workers are not back out if you weren't able to put these cubes out, because they will only go where the cubes are. Otherwise, let's say I had put 2 of these cubes out. I may only have 2 people to move around the board during the winter phase. Now, once again, once all the tiles are taken up, then the winter will end once winter's all taken up, and then you'll score the game. Now, you will score things like the skulls and the furs that you'll be able to get, and the pots and all that. That will be on a track, and you'll just have a little scoring sheet here that you'll be able to use. So if you get 5 tiles, they're worth 15, which will be 5 apiece, where if you only got 2, they're worth 3, which is about 1.5. So you'll be set collecting these that do not have points on them. And the more of those set that you can get, the more points that you're going to be able to obtain. Each supply pack on a summer part will be worth 5 points at the end of the game. And any of these tiles that have numbers on them like this, they're going to be worth the victory points listed on them. Any of these weapon tiles that you get are not worth any points, but keep in mind they do help you get some of those mammoth tiles. As a general overview, it's a very, very simple game. You just be moving your guy around these paths and picking up these tiles. For set collection purposes and points purposes, the weapons will help you get the mammoths, and otherwise, you're just kind of doing this twice, one for the summer tiles and one for the winter tiles, which will have a different distribution. Whoever scores the most points wins the game. Who should buy this game? If you're looking for a light game, you're like, hey, that's my fish, but you want a little bit more, then this might be it for you. If you're looking for a family weight game, this could be it. I don't know if this has been translated into English yet or not. It's very language independent, so getting this version is not going to have any issues. But I don't know that it came over or not. If it did, I'm just unaware of it. It's an okay game. I don't think it's going to blow you away. If you're newer to gaming, I think you're going to appreciate this more. If you haven't played the derivatives of it that much, I think you're going to enjoy it more. It's definitely something I would say check it out, but you might not want to be an insta-buy for you. So for me, I'm going to go ahead and purge this one, with the caveat that's actually a really good game. It's just not going to fit into my collection. Thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate you tuning in. If you liked it, please like it and hit that little subscribe button. That really helps out the channel. Lets us know that you're getting the videos that you want. If you agreed or disagree with what I said, feel free to comment below. I'd love to hear what you have to say, and I promise that I will comment back. Thanks for watching, and everybody else, keep playing.